y'all know who it is. No introduction is needed. Hey, so we got the most bizarre, the creepiest, man, the greatest animator of all time, Zack D Films, bro. Hey, so we're gonna get straight into it.
They sealed him inside with just a little bread and water and mailed the box to Philadelphia. For 27 hours, he sat cramped in the tiny space, enduring sweltering
Why the fuck you got bald spots in the head? What the hell?
heat and rough handling. He even spent 20 miles upside down as the box traveled by boat. But finally, the box arrived over 200 miles from where it started. And when it was pried open, he emerged, finally a free man. The hoof is injected with chemicals to keep it from rotting before a slice is carefully cut out. Then the water and fats are replaced with a special fluid, and it's put into a vacuum tank with liquid plastic, which is sucked into each cell. In several weeks, the entire slice is turned into plastic, and when it's done, it's held in place with wires and needles, while a UV light hardens it. Finally, it's displayed at special exhibits around the world to show students the hoof's inner structure.
Bro, what? I don't know, bro. It just seemed like too much. Too much for me, bro. Who finna go through all that? Just to put it on display.
Grew all the way to 7'7", and people were so fascinated by his height that they started bidding for his body before he even died. You see, back then, doctors would buy corpses to cut them open and see how they worked. And since the man was so tall, everyone wanted to study his body. But the thought of being
So, that's like an autopsy, right? Or am I tripping?
hacked
Pretty much like an autopsy, bro.
up terrified him, so he made his loved ones promise to put him in a lead coffin and bury him at sea, just to ensure no one would take his body.
But you know that bitch heavy as hell, boy.
But after his death, one surgeon offered a lot of money. So his body was taken out and rocks were replaced in the coffin. The surgeon removed the man's skeleton, then put it in his museum, and it remained there until 2023, before it was finally put into storage out of respect. The ocean will suddenly pull away from the beach.
Bro, who puts a skeleton in the storage, bro? Come on, man. Y'all gotta have some respect for that man, bro.
And fish will be left flapping on the sand. Animals will sense something is wrong and flee. And finally, you'll hear a deep roar as millions of gallons of water form the giant wave. But if you stick around to see it, you'll be crushed as it rushes inland. Instead, move to higher ground immediately. If there's no hill nearby, get to the highest floor of a sturdy building and brace for impact as the wave hits. As they cut open his chest, he started bleeding severely, and to keep him alive, they pumped him full of donated blood, which ended up saving him. Because of this, he promised to donate his blood once he was old enough. Now, when he did start donating, doctors discovered a rare antibody that could prevent diseases during pregnancy. So over the next 50 years, he donated every 2 weeks, enough for over 3 million doses of medicine, which ended up saving 2 million newborn babies, all because of donated blood. As the bullet hit the tank, fuel
That's a real hero right there, bro.
would leak out, soaking into layers of rubber built into the tank walls. And one of those layers would begin to swell, expanding inward toward the bullet hole. As it grows, it squeezes until the hole's shut, preventing the fuel from leaking out. You see, the tanks used to be metal, and when they were shot, fuel sprayed into the air, turning into a mist that ignited the plane. So engineers used rubber instead, so it seals the hole and the fuel stays inside. He pulled the teeth out of the deer, then filed them down to the size of human teeth. Next,
Oh, hell nah, bro. I know he not, bro. Come on. I know he not finna make a veneer out of deer teeth, bro.
He used putty to make a denture plate and stuck the teeth to it with household cement. When he stuck them in his mouth, they worked like real dentures. And after cutting up the deer and cooking it, he ate it, using that deer's own teeth to chew through its meat.
Hey, y'all ever heard of anybody having deer dentures, bro? Come on, bro. That shit, come on, bro. That shit can't be real.
Your game looks like this. With your bishop in the 4th row and both knights in the 3rd, the enemy bishop will threaten your knight. Move your pawn forward, encouraging the bishop to move out of danger. Then use your knight to capture your opponent's pawn. Now this seems like a stupid move, since the bishop can now take your queen. But if it does, you can move your bishop across the board and next to the enemy king. This forces the king to move one space down, which allows you to move your other knight up. And since there's no escape from the 2 knights and the bishop, you just won the game in less than 10 moves.
I ain't gonna lie, I got lost after he said bishop. Hey, if you know how to play chess, bro, comment down chess. Right now in the comment section, put chess if you know how to play chess, bro. Because I don't know how to play. I learned when I was in the Boys and Girls Club when I was younger, but that shit ain't stick, bro. I played that shit like 2 or 3 times. I tried to act like I knew what I was doing. I ain't know shit about chess, bro.
Her claw clip lodged into her head as the vehicle rolled over during an accident. The force of the impact caused her head to whip back against a metal bar, and the claw clip pierced her scalp. She was rushed to the hospital, where doctors discovered the claws embedded deep in her head and the clip completely intact. A medical worker removed the clip, and she survived without any lasting brain damage. It has 3 separate floors, stacked as tall as a 6-story building. This is Air Force One, the president's White House in the air. On the main floor, there's a presidential suite with a bedroom, office, and private bathroom. And down the hall, staff and guests work in offices and lounges. A full medical center sits on board with a...
Hey, so is this what Air Force One's named after?
doctor ready for any emergencies mid-flight. 2 kitchens can prepare thousands of meals, feeding up to 100 people at once. And even if it can't land, it can refuel in the air, allowing it to keep flying for days. As he guided the young elephant into her enclosure, she pressed her forehead against him. And from that moment on, he became responsible for taking care of her. For decades, she followed his voice.
And yeah, he better take care of her, bro. Okay. Y'all ever seen them videos, bro? The people mistreating elephants, and the elephants like fucking crush their ass, like step on their chest and shit. That shit brutal, bro. Imagine all that weight stomping on your fucking chest, bro.
And even after he retired, they never forgot each other. So when the man got old and learned that he was dying, he made one last request. A group of volunteers brought him back to the zoo, wheeling his bed to the enclosure where the elephant instantly recognized him. She reached out her trunk so he could hold it, and after he said his final goodbye to his beloved friend, he passed away just 2 days later.
Hey, that's a happy story, I ain't gonna lie. Elephants are smart too, bro.
Carefully cut along the line of your upper eyelid if you don't have a natural crease. Then the surgeon removes a small amount of skin and fat to make space for the new.
Bro, what is a natural crease, bro? Hey, do I got one? Tell me if I got a natural crease in my eye.
Fold. Next, they stitch the eyelid back together, lining it up to form a clean crease. These stitches stay in place for several days, holding it in position while it heals. As the skin recovers, the fold becomes permanent, giving you a crease. As soon as she was born, doctors couldn't find a pulse and declared her dead. She was taken to the morgue, but her parents wanted to say goodbye. And 12 hours later, they were allowed to see her coffin. But when they pried it open, the frost-covered baby let out a small cry. Doctors rushed to treat her, saving her life, and no one knows.
Boy, damn no crab, boy. Thank you, Zack. Thank you. Don't do me like that.
Knows for sure why she seemed dead in the first place. When a military dog breaks a tooth, the damaged parts are removed before the tooth is carefully cleaned and filed down into a stump. Next, an impression of the tooth is taken with a special material and sent to a lab, where a block of titanium is shaped into a cap that perfectly fits the tooth. Then, the cap is glued onto the stump with special dental cement to hold it in place. Once it dries, the dog gets a brand new tooth, letting it bite normally again. He grabbed the necklace, then shoved it into his mouth before swallowing it whole. Now, there was a jeweled egg on this necklace, covered in diamonds, with a tiny gold octopus hidden inside. When police arrived, the man was arrested and charged with theft, but the egg was still inside his stomach. So an officer sat and watched him, and after 6 days, the man finally pooped the egg out, and once cleaned, it was returned. He grabbed new sailor.
Hey, would y'all take that if it came out somebody's ass, bro? And it got diamonds on it. I ain't gonna lie, I'd probably take it back. I need all my diamonds, bro. Come on now.
Had to crawl across the deck as they crossed the equator, while the crew, dressed in costumes, blasted them with fire hoses at full pressure. Then they were smeared with pitch and grease, rubbed across their faces until they could barely breathe. After, they were tied to ropes and thrown over the side, dragged through the ocean.
What the fuck it did? Blackface? Come on now. No, I'm just bullshit.
As the ship kept moving forward, their bodies slamming against the waves. Even Charles Darwin was blindfolded, coated in filth, and dumped headfirst into a barrel of water. But after years of injuries, deaths, and footage showing how brutal these rituals were, navies finally stepped in, and some banned the violence, only keeping the costumes in ceremony. Today, cruise ships keep the costumes, but passengers just kiss a frozen fish and get covered in slime. He placed the turtle into a bowl because he wasn't allowed to own a dog or a cat, so he collected turtles instead. He named every one and put them in a tin castle. But the turtles kept dying, so he turned each death into a story. Knights, kings, and rulers fighting for power. The boy began writing about these adventures, and they eventually turned into one of the biggest fantasy stories of all time. The elephant charged and...
That's crazy. Hey, but that's it for this video, man. If you did enjoy it, please like, comment, subscribe. Hey, I will be dropping another video probably tomorrow, so be on the lookout for that. Hey, you know who it is, man. We out.